Hello everyone, this video is about Stock with Us, which is our final project. It is a customer facing website designed to help investors to diversify their portfolio by allowing them to choose one of the 5 provided investment strategies. And these are the team members: Aditi Shetty, Armandeep, Eduardo, and Aya. This is the overall structure of the system. The users directly interact with the website, as you can see, and the website provides 5 investment strategies, like I mentioned. We provide the user with predefined stock indexes to invest in based on the strategy selected, and the stocks to invest in are chosen by a financial and investment strategist. The user has an option to view stock data without visual representation of historical data and trend analysis. There is also an option to create a portfolio which will monitor and track investor stock, and based on that, advise what to do with the market shares. And as you can see on the right hand side, the front end of the website is built using HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and Bootstrap. Google API libraries were used in conjunction with the Bootstrap framework to provide functionalities to the charts and graph. Python 3.6 has been used along with Flask framework and Jinja 2. Python is the version control we use to build the backend framework for the application. And the application utilizes Flask framework to construct and manage the different web pages. Jinja 2 provided the template engine to support an integrated sandboxed execution environment for Stock with Us. Apart from this, there's also an API used called Alpha Vantage, which is Python supported, that fetches stock data based on the stock symbol and provides historical analysis in a JSON structured format to Python app engine. The API is used to provide visual representation of stock history, trends, and dates, and it is used in all the marketing strategies provided in the website. These are some of the features offered by the website. You can create a portfolio by registering with the website. You can log in the registered account by using your credentials. You can invest in one of the 5 strategies which we provide, which are growth, value, ethical, indexes, and quality. Some of the extra features we are providing are that there is an option where you can contact investment specialists to talk about portfolio or any other concerns that you might have. View how users' financial investment is diversified with the chosen strategy using charts and graphs, so you can have a visual representation. Then there's also an option for having a look at the marketing trends of the most popular indexes. Here we are providing 3, which are Dow Jones, Nasdaq, S&P 500. While building this, we faced some challenges. Like the first one was code integration across developers. Since multiple people were working on the same project, it became a little difficult to integrate all the different code. So the solution for this was to use a version control tool like Git. Then we faced some hosting problems because iPage only supports Python scripts at 2.5 level, and like I mentioned, we are using Python 3.6, and even then the documentation for setup did not exist. The solution for this was to use different hosting company like Python Anywhere. Let's have a look at the website. So this is the main homepage. We've made the website responsive so that it looks good in all the devices. You can select this hamburger button and get all the options like home, market, strategies, about, team, contact, and login. Let's use the desktop version for now. So this is the login page. So if the user enters the wrong email address and selects submit, you get a message saying incorrect email. If you select the right address and the wrong password, you get a message saying incorrect password. So yeah, the messages are very clear if it's an incorrect address or an incorrect password. And finally, when you enter the correct email address and password and select submit, the user is logged in. The next page is the contact, where you can use this page if you want to talk to one of our strategists regarding the investment policies or any other concerns that you might have. So you enter your name, your email address, your phone number, and you write a message saying, hey, I had a quick question about quality investment strategy. You select submit. So it navigates to the top of the page and an email will be sent to this address. Next is the about team, where there is some information provided about stock with us, and this is the team: Eduardo, Aya, Arman, and me, Aditi. The next is the strategies, where we have the 5 strategies: ethical, value, growth, index, quality. Now, the first is the ethical investment, which means that you know exactly where your money is going and what it is funding. It is known to be a sustainable investment and a socially responsible investment. So there's some information provided here. So if you select $4,000 and invest. So the pie chart demonstrates the percentage of the money where in what companies invested, and if you hover over them you get like $1,200 in Facebook, 1,400 in Apple, 800 in Adobe, and 600 in Google. That's ethical investment. The second one is the value investment, where stocks are selected that trade for less than their intrinsic values. The investors actively seek stocks they believe the market has undervalued. So if you select 4,000 and invest, a pie chart is generated with the distribution, and like I mentioned, if you hover over it you get the money invested in each company along with the percentage of your total investment. The third investment is the growth investment, which is a style of the investment strategy focused on capital appreciation. It's one of the investment strategy that is focused on capital appreciation. And if you enter, the pie chart is generated according to the growth investment strategy. So if you hover over it, you can see that $5,810 are invested in Netflix, 17,500 in SolarWinds, which forms 25% of your investment amount. Again 25%, 16.7 and 25. Then you have the index investment, which is another style of investment strategy focused on capital appreciation. Such investors are known as growth investors. So they invest in companies which show signs of above average growth, where the share prices appear to be expensive. So if you enter index investment, so yeah, it's equally distributed, 16,500 for each of the 3 companies. Then finally you have the quality investment, which is again a style of investment strategy focused on capital appreciation. And those who follow this are known as growth investors. They invest in companies that show signs of above average growth, even if the share price appears to be expensive. Again, a pie chart is generated, and you can hover above all of them to just see how much is the amount. Like 1020 is invested in General Mills. So these are all the 5 investment strategies we have and their respective graphs when you invest a money in them. Then you can log out, and once you log out, you get the login option again. And
all right, so now I will be doing the markets tab test case. And in the markets tab test case, we have basically 3 graphs that are important. We have the Dow Jones index graph, we have the NASDAQ index graph, and we have the S&P 500 index graph, which are probably the biggest indexes out there. So we'll go to that page and see what that looks like. So right now, when we go to the markets tab, what it does is it calls a Python function that grabs data from Alpha Vantage, which is a finance service that we use, the finance service API that we use for a project. And it takes a little while for it to actually grab that data because we don't use databases in the project. We didn't have time to implement a proper database. And so every time we hit that tab, it's making the call, and it's getting a lot of data back because we can't. Alpha Vantage, the API doesn't actually have a parameter so that we can just get back, data based on a range, like a day or a week. It actually just gives us back a lot of data from across probably, I'd say, months. Even in compact, which is the only option it gives us, compact or full. The full one gives us, I think, years of data. Compact gives us about months of data. So anyways, so that's why. And so we have, for the first graph, the Dow Jones Industrial 18th of December, which is the time of this recording. And if we go on the graph, we can actually pick up points to scope in on values at different times. So it's pretty cool. This is a Google graph, or I think it's a Google Canvas graph, which is a little bit different, which is why we can do this where we highlight the graph and actually pick points. And so here's the data for the NASDAQ, right? Same futures, and here's the data for the S&P 500. And so we get data just for a day. We also didn't have time to implement data across multiple days. It was pretty difficult to sort that out and put in a graph. There's a lot more logic involved in doing something like that. But this is what we got, which is a good starting point, I think. And so let's see really quick to make sure to keep us honest that this graph actually is what the Dow Jones index looks like on the 18th. So for that, we just do a Google search, right? We'll do Dow Jones index. And you see here that the graph is indeed pretty spot on to what we have for ours. I think this one's a little bit, the resolution isn't as good as ours, which is why ours looks a little bit more bumpier. This one looks smoother. But yeah, that's basically the marketing page and the graphs.